I appreciate our Secretary of State coming by to brief the Vice President and me and Condoleezza Rice about our progress in working with the United Nations, convincing the United Nations Security Council to firmly and deal with a threat to world peace. Before we talk about that, I do want to express our condolences to those who lost their lives in Israel. There's been back-to-back suicide bombings. We strongly condemn terror. We strongly condemn violence. And we continue to send our message to the good people of that region that if you're interested in peace, that if you want people to be able to grow up in a peaceful world, all parties must do everything they can to reject and stop violence. At the United Nations Security Council, it is very important that the members understand that the credibility of the United Nations is at stake. That the Security Council must be firm in its resolve to deal with a true threat to world peace, and that is Saddam Hussein. That the United Nations Security Council must work with the United States and Britain and other concerned parties to send a clear message that we expect Saddam to disarm. And if the United Nations Security Council won't deal with the problem, the United States and some of our friends will. That's the message the Secretary of State has delivered forcefully. It's a message that he will continue to carry. And, Mr. Secretary, I appreciate your hard work. You're doing a fine job, and we're proud of your efforts. I'll be glad to answer a few answers, starting with Ron.
How many of our friends are willing to join the United States in this effort?
Ron, I think time will tell. I think you're going to see a lot of nations love freedom. They understand the threat. They understand that the credibility of the United Nations is at stake. They heard me loud and clear when I said either you can be the United Nations, a capable body, a body able to keep the peace, or you can be the League of Nations. And we're confident that people will follow our lead. Campbell. Good to see you, Campbell, for a start. I'm glad you're here. Finally showed up.
The Chief Weapons Inspector is going to be briefing the UN Security Council today, and there have already been some reports that in his talks with the Iraqis that they're limiting access to certain sites.
Yeah.
Are those reports true, and do you think they're trying to...
Well, I haven't gotten a report from what he has to say, but here, let me give you just some general observations. First of all, there are no negotiations to be held with Iraq. They have nothing to negotiate. They're the people who said that they would not have weapons of mass destruction. The negotiations are over. It is up to the UN Security Council to lay out resolutions that confirms what Iraq has already agreed to. See? Secondly, I don't trust Iraq, and neither should the free world. For 11 years, they have deceived the world. They have said, we will conform to resolutions. They've never conformed to resolutions. They've never conformed to the agreement that they laid out 11 years ago. 16 times they've defied security resolutions. And so the burden of proof must be placed squarely on their shoulders. But there's no negotiations about whether or not they've been telling the truth or not. Let's see here. Mark.
Mr. President, are you going to send Congress your proposed resolution today?
I am.
Are you asking for a blank check, sir?
I am sending a suggested language for a resolution. I've asked for Congress's support to enable the administration to keep the peace. And we look forward to a good, constructive debate in Congress. I appreciate the fact that the leadership recognizes we've got to move before the elections. I appreciate the strong support we're getting from both Republicans and Democrats, and look forward to working with them.
Okay, thank you all.
How important is it that resolution give you an authorization to use force?
That'll be part of the resolution, the authorization to use force. If you want to keep the peace, you've got to have the authorization to use force. But it's not. This will be. This is a chance for Congress to indicate support. A chance for Congress to say we support the administration's ability to keep the peace. That's what this is all about.
Will regime change?
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Yes, that's the policy of the government. Campbell, congratulations. You got 2 questions in one day.
Thank you, sir.
And it wasn't even a follow-up. That's a brilliant performance.